Hello there and welcome to Lower 6 Maths A-Level Practice Paper D. Here we're working on question 6, an integration question. The speed v of a roller coaster at time t seconds is given by vt equals that formula, where t is in between 0 to 20 seconds. The distance s travelled by the roller coaster in the first 20 seconds is given by the integral from 20 down to 0 of vt. Find the values of s to three significant figures, as that's the distance travelled around the roller coaster. Right, okay, so what we need to do first is we need to set up our integration. So 20 down to 0 of 1/20th, I'll put that at the front of the integral, 50, and then I'm going to write this square root here as t to the power of a half, just to make the integration a bit easier there. Okay, so I've followed exactly what they're looking for me to do here. The distance s equals the integral from 20 down to 0 of vt, and vt was this function here. So I'm just doing what they're telling me to in the question. Okay, so let's do the integration now. So it's going to be between the boundary. So let me just remind you, x to the power of n will integrate to x to the n plus 1 divided by the new power, n plus 1. So it's going to be 50 t to the power of 3 over 2 divided by 3 over 2. Add 20 t cubed over 3 minus t to the power of 4 over 4. In between 20 to 0. We don't add c in this case here because we're going to be doing a subtraction in a second, and no matter what value c is, it's going to be subtracted by itself. Okay, so what we need to do now, I'm just going to simplify what we have at the front here. So when we do 50 divided by 3 over 2, we effectively kiss and flip, so we'll treat that as a 50 over 1. Kiss is the times bit and 2/3 is flipping, so it's 100 over 3. So this is going to be 100 over 3 t to the power of 3 over 2 plus 20 over 3 t cubed minus t to the 4 over 4, in between 20 down to 0. And what I'm going to do next is now split these up by plugging in 20 into the formula first and then plugging in 0 into the formula second. So 100 over 3, 20 to the power of 3 over 2. Add 20 over 3 times 20 cubed. Take away 20 to the power of 4 over 4. And that's going to be take away, so we'll put some round brackets here. Take away 0, because when I plug in 0 into any of these, I'm going to get a 0. And get your calculator out and work that out now. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back to the formula up here and use my integral button to help me work that out, if you don't mind all the scroll over it. So you press the integration button, plug in 20 down to 0, plug in your expression in terms of x. Unfortunately, they don't have t's, they don't have any other letters apart from x you can use here. So you just have to use the x there, and you get a final answer of 815.74 to three significant figures. This is going to be 816, and the distance is in meters. So 816 meters is your final answer there, 5 marks.